Okay, let's be honest here. How many days have you spent posting on social media? Maybe one or two times, but doom scrolling, comparing yourself to others. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you haven't really done a single productive thing for your business. The average adult spends 143 minutes a day on social media. So that's about 10 hours of your work week spent doom scrolling. And that's not a coincidence that you end up your day feeling drained and with no energy, especially if you're a spiritual or creative business owner, because you are more sensitive to the energy. So that's no wonder that you're overwhelmed with social media. Social media is designed to catch your attention, we all know that, and yet we all spend a lot of time on it. But what we don't realize, or what most people don't realize, is that it does have a cost for your business as well. Reason number one is social media kills your vibe. Imagine it is a huge room full of all the people you follow online. Basically, imagine that they're speaking out loud, their reels or their posts or their carousel or whatever, all overlaying on top of each other, which means that you go in this room and you're immediately bombarded with all of these different messages. Obviously, some people telling you to do A, some people telling you to do B, some people saying green or black. It's just so many different divergent opinions, which is wonderful because we all are unique in our own way. But when it comes to being on the receiving end, which is what a lot of people spend most of their energy on social media, consuming content, then it starts really muck up your vibe because you start absorbing the energy of all of these people to the point where your own energy is really frazzled. Let's not forget that social media does carry a specific energy, a frequency. We can talk about EMF, we can talk about the energy of different social platforms and what the vibe is. All of this, it's not because it's not physical that it doesn't impact you. On the opposite, I would say that it is actually really insidious and tricky because you don't realize that this tiny thing right here that can be held in your hand, that looks so innocent, in your pocket or by your bedside table, actually carries a whole lot of energy. The frequency of social media is very different to the frequency that our bodies are used to deal with from an evolutionary point of view. Social media and even the internet is quite recent in terms of evolution. So of course, it's going to have some impact on our vibes, on our frequencies. We know that everything is frequency. Even if you only follow the best, most high vibe content, you're still absorbing a lot of other people's energy. And that can create a problem when it comes to creating and putting out your own unique content into the world. For example, if you're a business coach or an online therapist, or a healer of any sort, you probably follow a lot of accounts of people who do similar things. From a marketing point of view, of course, it's interesting to see, what other people are doing in your industry, connect with them and all of that. But there is also a limit to find and a balance to be found with not comparing yourself to what they're doing and to what their success appears to be. So second reason why social media is keeping you stuck in your business is because you always have to be creating. So it's really busy work and it's almost as if you switch your, old boss, maybe if you had a corporate career, for Zuckerberg. Like Zuckerberg is not your boss, all right? You do not have to comply with the rules that, he puts out, through the algorithm and all the best practices for social media. And yet, we tend to do that. We tend to want to stick to the schedule and keep on creating, keep on feeding the machine because social media requires a lot of busy, constant work. So you are competing against an algorithm that you do not control, that you do not know the specificities of. So it's really hit and miss when it comes to knowing what's going to work, knowing what's not going to work. And chances are you've already invested a lot of time, if not a lot of money, in trying to understand how Instagram works, or Pinterest, or Facebook, or TikTok, and Reels, and all that, and trying to keep up with the trends. But if you do that, and if you base your whole marketing on that, which I see so many people do, which just drives me crazy with frustration. You end up you're stuck on the hamster wheel. Definitely there is a time and space for social media. I think it can be a wonderful space and way to grow your business, but your whole marketing cannot be based on posting on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or whatever. It has to be bigger, and there is way more to marketing than just posting content. You need to have some messaging nailed down, you need to have some content strategy nailed down, which is what I help my clients with. So do reach out if you'd like help with that. Social media and the content is like the tip of the iceberg. You have like a huge thing underneath, and the more you master the foundation, the easier it gets to get visible on social media by your roles, and also to convert that into clients, because the roles at the end of the day, let's remember, aren't to have a massive amount of followers or subscribers. The goal is to impact more people with your work and to get clients so you can impact them even more in a different capacity. So let's remember that the game is not social media, the game is your business, and it's so much bigger than social media can ever be. The third reason why social media is keeping you stuck is because it's actually literally keeping you stuck to your phone, which you're probably watching this on, which is obviously okay. It really robs you of the attention you would have to your real life if it weren't for the time you spend online. It's really important to have some downtime and obviously to connect with the environment around you and to spend time with your loved ones. And social media can rob you of that under the illusion that once more you always have to be on. You always have to be creating content. You always have to be reacting to comment, to answer every last notification. It takes away your presence into your real life. And it means always thinking through the lens of what's it gonna look like in social media. Every single moment of your life can actually be a B-roll. From doing a skincare routine to walking your dog in the morning to your evening routine with your kids, like everything can be a video. And it means that you're actually not being in your life, you're actually thinking of what this would look like on social media and making sure the angle is right. It doesn't really do a lot for the presence and the grounding that is necessary to attract more power, more spiritual gifts, more intuition, more love, more money. It's really important to make sure that you still have some off time, because your brain needs to disconnect from content creation, from work, to be able to rest and replenish and bring new fresh energy to your business. And this good vibes actually are what make a difference when it comes to bringing in more impact, more income, more clients into your business. Because if you're constantly posting, constantly stressing out about what's next to post, you're always in this logic of creation, you're just so busy all the time, you don't take the time to think ahead, you don't take the time to be strategic maybe about things, but also your vibe is just like all frazzled. And this vibe doesn't sell, babe. Like, it really doesn't. What sells is you being your most peaceful, satisfied, happy self. Just you, just like you when you've just had a walk in nature or spent a weekend camping or by the seaside. That is a vibe that sells. All of this brings us to reason number 4. Social media is not sustainable. A lot of my clients come to see me because they can't be consistent on social media, because they go all in, they respect all the best practices, they post like 1 or 2 reels a day, Monday to Friday, maybe sometimes on the weekend, and then they do it on TikTok and YouTube short, and maybe they just this and then do that. And at the end of the day, like, they're absolutely fried. Like, they can maybe sustain this rhythm of creation for like a week, a month, or maybe 3 months, but like eventually they just crash. They just have no energy left, especially because they don't see a return on their time and energy investment. So they're not getting clients, they're not getting money, they're not getting what they want out of all the energies they pour into their social media. And that creates an imbalance that really leaves them being like really flat, like at the end of the run when you have no energy left whatsoever. So what happens irremediably is you take some time to rest because you're just on the verge of burnout, you're very overwhelmed. You rest for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a few months because that's how depleted you are. And then finally, you just pick yourself back up again. You decide that, yes, now is the moment to start again and give it your best because, if you want it enough, you're going to be able to do it. And then it all starts again. You're always trying to play by somebody else's rules, whether they're Zuckerberg's one or whether there's this, influencer's one who maybe has a team behind her or maybe is like a manifesting generator and has like so much energy. Like that is not me. I'm all about working smart and leveraging content and your marketing so you do show up and you do bring in those clients and this visibility and this extra income, but in a way that feels good and doesn't come at the cost of your every single hour awake, right? So it's not sustainable to be on social media, and it's also very risky because if Instagram disappears tomorrow, if your account is blocked, like what do you do? What do you do with all the energy and the time and maybe the money you put into Instagram posts? It's like it's disappeared. Like it is not a smart risk assessment in terms of business strategy to put all your energy, all your marketing energy into one basket. And even if you're on two platforms, like it is still the same. You're still at the mercy of some algorithm gods or rules that are ever changing. And we see it more and more with, censorship and shadow ban online. And it's just, yeah, it is scary and it's not comfortable to think about that. But, from business owner to business owner, I really encourage you to think about a bigger strategy so you don't risk everything and you don't put all your eggs into the social media basket. One last thing I want to mention, and that is our last reason why social media can actually be detrimental for your business, is because it has a huge opportunity cost. So while you're doom scrolling, but even while you're preparing your eighth reel of the week, what are you not doing? Once more, if you're stuck on the hamster wheel of content creation, you're not focusing on some other things that could bring you more income, more clients, more impact in your business. So what is the activity you could be doing instead of posting online or consuming content online? You could be napping. Like, I'm a huge advocate for naps. I love naps. And they're a fantastic way to replenish your energy. And yet so few people actually nap when they need to or rest when they need to because they don't have the time. And it's like, you're telling me you don't have the time for a 20-minute nap and you just spend 20 minutes on social media, which has frazzled your energy even more. And now you're even more depleted and you don't have the right vibe to bring to your business. So you could be napping, you could be creating a new mini course, you could be writing your blog articles, you could be creating longer form content, which is definitely what I advise all of my clients to, because long form content does allow you to display your expertise and your depth of knowledge and connect with people in a way that Reels and TikToks just will never be able to. And I know it's not trendy to say that, but I've been in content marketing since 2016 now, and I stand by what I say. If this is like the only takeaway you get from this video, I really want you to start thinking of your time and energy as a very precious resource. Like, do you really think that, people like Gary Vee or Marie Forleo or any person you look up to who has a successful business, do you really think they spend like 2 hours a day on social media just scrolling? Like, they don't, because they value their energy way too much and know that like their vibe is the most important asset they have, because it allows them, when they're in the right mindset, in the right frequency, in the right place, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, it is when they can bring the best ideas, inspiration strikes, collaborations happen, opportunities literally come to your DMs. Like, how many times did I go on an app or go on holidays or go out with friends, and then I pick up my phone again and I have like a DM of someone who wants to work with me or a payment notification. This is not a coincidence. This is all to do with your energy. All right. So start valuing your energy as a precious asset that it is and see your whole business transform. That being said, I still believe that social media has its place. We're going to be talking more about how to use it in a way that feels good and actually brings in result. In the next video, I'm sharing with you the way I set up my phone so I can still have access to social media and do my business thing without being sucked into it.